Bang, bang. And we're back. The unsinkable battleship is back online. It's been far too long, and we need to make this more of a regular habit. The fuck is going on in crypto land? Sit back, kick my feet up, and you can see the embers reflecting in my fucking cornea. Blows me away. The fucking fish and the midwits that are engrossed in this phenomenon right now. You guys know what liquidity is, right? Like, you guys understand that there's no one out there burning $100 million worth of tokens, right? Like, you guys understand that if you try to swap $100 million worth of fucking quote unquote tokens in a phantom wallet, I pray to God you're sharp enough to understand that that's going to be like a 99% drawdown. You're lucky if you're going to get 1.5 out of that in some of these tokens that I'm seeing. So let's fucking take a step back and fucking like actually fucking rationally think about some of the fucking things that are going on in the space. Shit's insane. There ain't no motherfucker out there burning any tokens. I'll tell you that point blank. No one's burning tokens unless it's a public image wallet and they got fucking shadow wallets left, front, right, and center dumping on your ass while they burn the public one. Use your fucking head. There ain't no philanthropy in crypto. Let's just clear the air with that right now. Secondly, I think very few people can really grapple with the notion, because euphoria does sort of make things very hazy and foggy in your head, obviously. It kind of perturbs the psyche in a very bizarre way. Euphoria is one of those interesting feelings that also comes with like an element of terror to it. There's no way to feel true the highest bliss and highest joy without some semblance of terror included in that. And those of you that have experienced like the supreme euphoria know exactly what I'm talking about. And what I'm telling you is that I don't think a lot of you truly understand that getting mega, mega, mega rich out of the blue, whale fall, in some of these tokens that you're in, some of these whales will fall down to the bottom of the fucking ocean, and some of the regular dudes who are just posted up there will feast. Some of you are gonna have that fucking grand feast, that conviviality. It's gonna happen for you. And you're gonna feast on a whale that falls. And I'm telling you that I don't think a lot of you are truly prepared, like the kind of mental equipage that you truly have to have as a man to handle and wrangle that kind of rapid wealth. Like, it's gonna be a lot of your worst fucking nightmares. I don't know how to phrase it any other way. It's gonna be your worst motherfucking nightmare in a lot of ways. Some of you that are gonna make absolute fucking bank in this market. Because here's the deal. Let me give you some fundamentals. Let me tell you how life really works. If you are a motherfucker who's never left the house and you've never really gotten your elbows dirty, you've never been embroiled in some passionate, fucking fiery, hostile relationships, you've never dealt with true sharks, true predators, shit like that. When you come into a monstrous bag, the existential loneliness is literally gonna fucking gnaw at your bone. It's gonna gnaw at your fucking bone. And look, I'm endorsing 100% to continue on. I'm all for it. I want all of you motherfuckers to make as much bread as you possibly can. I'm not even saying don't do it. I'm telling you, once you do it, because just like any path, the only way to conclude a path is to go all the way through the bell curve on the other side. That's it. You cannot half-ass a path. You can half-ass projects, but you cannot half-ass a path. Once you embark on a path, there is no turning back, motherfucker. And let me tell you something. Chess, the only fucking rule in chess that applies to real life is the touch rule. It's the touch rule. Once you touch a piece in chess, you got to move the piece. Life is very much the same. Once you take that first step into any endeavor, you cross the Rubicon. There ain't no turning back. And that's actually how it fucking works on any path. So I hope you guys print. But I'm telling you, I don't think you understand that this all has the fixings, makings, and stuffings of your worst fucking nightmares. Because if the accomplice to your gains, and in the sense of the word accomplice, I mean, if you don't have the lifestyle prior to making the gains, you, my friend, are gonna feel like you have to buy everything. Friendship, love, women. You're not gonna have anybody to share it with. And that is absolutely existentially brutal on 100. Like, what are you gonna do? Rent a friend? If you're a motherfucker who doesn't have a deep network, if you're someone who on like just a pure meritocracy type of organization doesn't have a good network, you're a nobody, but you printed fucking 12 million from your living room, what are you gonna do? You're gonna seriously like rent a friend, you're gonna rent a chick? Like, how do you think this is gonna go down? It's the stuff of nightmares, is what it is. Because you're gonna have so much bread, you're not gonna have the social skills that's calibrated with it. Nothing's gonna drag along with it. And so you're an unhitched wagon. And now, to overcompensate for all the dough that you have, you're gonna feel like you literally have to purchase everything. So of course you're gonna buy all the wrong shit. You're gonna buy all the wrong people into your life. You're gonna try to bribe everybody. You're gonna try to get into shows. You're gonna try to fucking slip money under the table. It's not gonna end well, is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I don't think you really understand the mental preparation that it takes to come into these sums of money and actually deal with it mentally. Like, for some of you, and this is a very dark underbelly of the beast that no one's talking about, some of you would make that kind of bread and legitimately be suicidal. Legitimately want to blow your fucking head off. Because now you're so free, but you don't have anything hitched to the wagon. And I don't wish that on any of you. But that is what is going to happen. These motherfuckers, these nerds who are sitting at home literally all fucking day, they don't leave the fucking house trying to snipe tokens all day. Like, I don't know what the end goal is. You're going to make a ton of money, but there's nothing that's going to scale with it. So you're going to literally burn it all away on purpose to go back down the ladder, start over again, build up the social status, build up the social coin, social currency, and then you'll probably take a stab at it again. And that's just the unfortunate nature of these massive fucking gambles and endeavors, is a lot of times it takes many, many iterations to truly be ready to rock and roll and have the equipage and be ready to handle it when it comes. And most of you are not there. I highly advise you listen to a bunch of my old spaces. If you kind of piece it together like a tapestry, it's a very coherent sort of philosophy. And there is some sort of tacit prescription in a lot of these works that I've done that will kind of help you understand the mindset that it takes. It's why I had that tweet the other day, which by the way is a top 3 objective fucking tweet of all time. I said, the man who can achieve everything without money is going to make a fuck ton of money. Do you understand? If you're a broke, bum, hobbled motherfucker and you can still get women and you can still knife your way into circles, you know what I mean? You can eddy in these whirlpools and you can actually rock with the higher ups and you can fuck with the aristocrats and you can fuck with the bums and everything in between. You have that fucking charisma and that flair. It's game over. Your check is already written. At some point, just based on the nature that you're able to acquire things without money means you're gonna make fuck heaps of it, more than you could ever dream of in your wildest dreams. And that's always been the goal of man, by the way, the naked man. And unfortunately, in 2024, everything is fucking inverted and upside down. Everyone's telling you to get your bread up first, get your money up first, then you can figure it out later. So fucking dog dick wrong. It's not even funny. It's not even funny how clapped it's gonna be a fucking apocalyptic style extinction level event for a lot of motherfuckers that have this phenomenon happen to them. Worst fucking nightmare. That's why the naked man rules supreme. You know, every time you step in the arena, I don't give a fuck what kind of talent or skill you think you have. You're naked. Every time I come up on the spaces, I am completely disarmed. It's people think these foundational skills like parlay with each other. I call bullshit on that. Every time I come up and do a spaces, it's a brand new arena. I'm naked. I'm disarmed. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if it's topsy turvy. This shit's a dynamo. You know, it's a top that's spinning, and I'm just gonna fucking roll with the wind, ride with the waves. The other thing, and this is a really nice adjunct to what I just said, is that a lot of people have this misconception of the idea of yin and yang. And everyone, when they think of yin and yang, they think of egalitarianism and they think of equality, 50-50 split, right? It's not how yin and yang works whatsoever. I'm here to tell you that my practical visualization in my head of yin and yang is I picture a blob of black, a gigantic fucking blob of just black space. And the black is negative. And if you push on negative and you push on a wall of black and you go over to the other side, you're going to reveal a tiny little appendix of white, and the white is the positive. You push on negative, you're going to birth a positive on the other side. But you push on white, you push on the appendix of white, and you're going to start revealing more black on the other side. And that is exactly how life works. When you begin any endeavor, you actually want to maximize the negatives. Like this is what I've been talking about forever. It's my slingshot theory. You have to 1,000x the negatives in life to reach the highest peaks, because all that propulsion, that's how much propulsion it takes. You never start an endeavor by maximizing all positive, because you're going to get a massive negative reaction on the other side. Think about an addict who's trying to get the positive of chasing that high all the time. The come down is fucking horrific. Horrific. He can only get negative from there. So you got to learn to eat crow. You got to learn to be in the negative space. And let me tell you something. This is a fucking perfect tie-in, because I was talking to one of my boys, and I was telling him that I believe laziness truly is the most noble trait in man. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Laziness is the most noble, kingly, motherfucking aristocratic traits you can have as a man, because laziness really cannot be faked. In order to be truly a lazy man, you have to have a very, very deep, penetrable conviction inside your bones, inside your DNA, inside that fucking helix, that you are a king already. And you don't have to lift a fucking finger. And a lot of these lazy motherfuckers, and this is the fucking paradox of this too. Being lazy is the hard work. And a lot of you motherfuckers who have ADHD and have hunter type brains and shit, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say this. Being lazy, and because if you have ADHD, it's the finest, most calibrated gaydar known to mankind. That's all ADHD. ADHD is just hyper tuned, hyper focused gaydar. Anything that's fucking gay, anything that's perceived as fucking gay, allegorically, you won't want to do it. You're gonna have a serious aversion to doing anything that's fucking gay. Paperwork, menial fucking tasks, picking up fucking cups, putting like cupboards, organizing shit. Super fucking gay for the ADHD brain, right? So it's gaydar. And ADHD, essentially what it does is it tunes your compass to only seek out gold. And the finest flavor of gold, by the way. And so that's the beauty and the natural repercussion of having ADHD, is that it really does lead you to only being interested in the golden opportunities, the platinum. And so a lot of these motherfuckers will be in a hazy malaise throughout the day, super fucking lazy, because there's only a couple good ideas and a couple good opportunities floating around per day. That's a fact. That's why this mass productive grinder archetype fails to the lazy smart guy, because the lazy smart guy, once he does kick it into fifth gear, he's gonna smoke you, because he's 100 times more productive. He knows how to cut corners, and when he does turn on the jets, you're getting cooked. And that's what I'm trying to say, is like the laziest motherfuckers I know are actually the most productive workers, because they're so calibrated. They know once they seize that opportunity, they're gonna fucking hit a grand slam in like 30 minutes of work, because they're all in. And once they do anything, they're fully fucking committed. They don't do anything half-hearted. They don't do anything tepidly. They don't half step. They don't Euro step. They do everything with full conviction and passion. So of course everything they touch is gonna have the fucking Midas touch to it. It's gonna turn to gold. And so for those of you that struggle for motivation and you feel lazy throughout the day, but you get the brunt of your workload done in like these tiny little sprints, you will if you look closely, you will see that in those lazy patches where you're doing nothing, you actually are managing a fucking Siberian tiger. You're managing a beast inside. And that's why people don't understand how taxing being lazy is. It's extremely hard work. It's very difficult to be lazy because you have to manage the fire inside you. You have to manage yourself. You have to manage the self-destructive chip that wants to fuck things up or wants action or is kind of craving a kick. And so the laziest motherfuckers in those patches where they're not doing anything because the opportunity just doesn't feel right. And this is where the ADHD motherfuckers have a leg up on everybody, is they just have a very natural sense, a very powerful intuition of when it's time to act, of when the right time is. And they can let the fire kind of creep up on them, and they can kind of sit in that immolation and that conflagration for a second and let it kind of smolder them, and they can kind of deal with the pain. And the pain doesn't really get them to act and take a lesser opportunity. They kind of let the pain seep in a little bit deeper, and they let it skewer them a little bit deeper. You know what I mean? And the hot iron pushes in a little bit deeper, and they're feeling maximum pain because there's anxiety, there's uncertainty. But ADHD motherfuckers know how to pull the plug at the last second. They will let they will let themselves be enshrouded in flame, because it's sometimes it's painful when you're lazy and you got a bunch of shit to do, but you just, for some reason, you just know you can't act right now. Just ain't the right fucking time, and you don't want to take a lesser opportunity, right? Because you're searching for gold. So these motherfuckers are experts at just letting that flame douse them, and it doesn't give them third degree burns, right? It's just superficial burns here. But by the time the pain really starts to set in, all of a sudden, boom, they're off to the races and they know exactly what to do. And then they kick into gear and they leave you in the dust. They leave these fucking optimizers in the total dust. So the lazy motherfuckers that I know are super fucking productive. It's just that all of their haymakers and all of their power punches, their mental athleticism is expressed in extremely short bursts of time. And the rest of the time, they're just chilling. Because let's be real, these motherfuckers who are talking about working 12-hour days, 14-hour days, you ain't getting anything done. You're getting lapped by the dude who gets it all done in an hour. You know what I mean? Because in that moment when he's lazy and he's kicking back, it's fucking hard motherfucking work. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. It is mentally taxing to be lazy because your body kind of has a little bit of jolt to it, and it wants you to kind of go do something to bide your time. But the real sharp motherfuckers, the motherfuckers that make it all the way to the top, they know not to let that interfere with the loop. And they hold on and they hold on and they hold on. They let the whispers in their head and the voices get stronger, telling them to do something. But they wait for that fucking opportune moment, and then they strike and they go all out, and it's a fucking fusillade. It's a fucking volley, and they unleash everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now, the most powerful, there's one winning method, one winning formula that's ubiquitous in man, and that is this: a man needs to be unclogged at all times, because regret, fucking rejection feels better than regret fucking 100% of the time. 100 fucking percent of the time. So as a man, if you are one of these motherfuckers who has struggles to try to make your desires come real, there's things you want to do, there's women you want to talk to, there's a prototype of individual that you want in your life, but you're afraid to go seize it, you are going to get really fucking clogged up internally. And that is, I have a hypothesis that I think is dead the fuck on. It's just a little mystical, that all of health problems and a lot of deterioration has to do from this type of lifestyle. Look, I'll tell you something. The motherfuckers that I've met that have very poor vision, like actually their eyes suck. They need glasses, they need contacts and shit. A lot of these motherfuckers don't understand. It's called macular degeneration. And I have a theory that macular degeneration spawns from a lot of these people's realities. The life that they're living is so horrific that they don't want to see it. They don't even want to see the life that they've lived. Do you understand the metaphor there? They don't want to look at how painful their existence is. So their eyesight starts to fucking deteriorate. You understand? It's like a self-inflicted wound. And a lot of sicknesses and a lot of illnesses, I believe, are 100% self-inflicted based on lifestyle, based on gratifying desires, shit like that. And the man who leaves it all on the line every day, goes after everything he wants. It doesn't matter if he fails because his pipes are clean. He's not clogged. There's no fucking jam in there. There's no log jam. And so there's flow of energy. And that motherfucker is not congested. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have contusions. He doesn't have fucking Charlie horses and bruises inside his fucking organs and shit. Like these motherfuckers who sit here all day and internalize shit. And this leads me to my next fucking point, which I'll tell you right now is one of the most bullshit fucking points I've ever heard. Is there is a common, very common misconception, especially on money Twitter. It's become a platitude. And if you know me, I'm completely fucking disgusted by platitudes. People will tell you this. They'll be like, look, the difference between a poor motherfucker and a rich motherfucker is a poor motherfucker blames everybody else for their problems. Poor motherfucker blames everyone and fucking offloads and offsets everything and fucking doesn't take any personal responsibility. Whereas they'll tell you that rich people take radical ownership and they take fucking responsibility for everything and they internalize it and they fucking blame themselves for everything. Motherfucker, it is the exact motherfucking opposite. You know who fucking internalizes and blames themselves into and bludgeons themselves into shame on a daily motherfucking basis? The poverty stricken. You know the biggest losers on the world blame themselves for fucking everything and have the worst internal fucking self-talk of all time. Let me ask you this. Show me the biggest, baddest fucking wolves in the game and tell me that when there's a crisis or a problem in their life, tell me that they solve that shit themselves. The answer is fuck no. They awful every time there's a problem, the elites fucking blame everybody else and make you fucking deal with it. You understand? The elites, the biggest, baddest dogs in the game in any fucking field or domain take zero responsibility for their life. Zero. If there's a crisis, they got teams. They got fucking fast action teams ready to fucking deploy. They got fucking reconnaissance teams. They're fucking literally outsourcing all the chaos gets exported to the ghetto. Do you understand? Like that's a socio-political commentary. And that's not even just a business thing. That's a life thing. All chaos gets exported to the ghettos, third world countries. Who do you think takes the brunt end of all the fucking refuse and fucking trash and fucking fumigation from all these fucking grand instruments and technology? It all gets dumped on the fucking third world. The poor motherfuckers take more responsibility than anybody. They take too much responsibility. They don't have teams. They don't have friends. They don't have anybody to offload and offset some of the shit and fucking work with to get to the next level. And the rich, baddest motherfuckers, they don't take responsibility. They shift, they fucking blame, you know what I'm saying? They shift, they blame, they have everyone else diffuse the fires. And that is the natural order, by the way. That is how it's supposed to be by nature. That is the doctrine of nature itself. So there's no fucking, I'm not drawing ethical or moral lines there. Like there's no ambiguity. That's what it is. So I'm telling you right now, that's fucking bullshit. By the way, to bounce back, a couple months ago, or actually it was last year, I actually did one of the dopest fucking private groups probably ever on Twitter. It just got too big. And so the intimacy was a little bit jaded. And I had to basically split up this private group into like 4 different pockets. And then I would have to fucking do private spaces for each one of them. So what I'm doing now, because I had so much fucking fun with it, and especially given the climate and the landscape, especially with what's going on in crypto right now and what's going on in the world, I'm telling you, this group that I'm doing, I'm gonna do basically a private spaces every week for 3 hours for 3 months. So I'm releasing a 3-month private group, 12 motherfuckers, 12 chosen people that are listening to this right now. You DM me. The price is $12,000. $12,000 for 3 months. So it's like a $4,000 a month tuition for 3 months. We're gonna do private spaces. You are going to literally unleash every fucking question. You're gonna fucking fucking scratch every itch you've ever fucking had in this group. And it's gonna be a mini voyage and we're gonna do some in real life stuff as well, and we're gonna run some mini missions together. I'm gonna put up capital. It's gonna be a fucking blast, and it's gonna be a very private, intimate group. So $12,000 crypto only ahead. 12 of you, the first 12 that DM me will get in this group, and we're gonna run it for 3 straight months, and you'll be able to fucking ask me questions. We're gonna do, like I said, private shows, and every one of you is gonna fucking completely leave it all on the line. Everything you've ever wanted to know about human psychology, about being bamboozled, about seeing fucking tricks before they're played on your eyes, you fucking get in this group, and I will fucking unveil everything for you. Quick little fucking side flash. So back to the fucking point about the whole thing with the crypto. These guys that have do you guys understand? Let me give you a little fucking refresher course. Do you guys understand that anyone with a perfectly crafted, curated public image, okay, that goes out of their way, it's like too fake, it's too propped up, it's too dolled up. Those motherfuckers have more skeletons in their closet than anybody. You know what I'm saying? We learned that kind of from Huberman. Hormozy, I suspect, is probably a closet homosexual. Anyone who has like these fucking intensely fucking curated fucking brands where there's no blemishes, there's no scars, there's never been any mistakes, there's never been any fucking brouhaha. You guys have to understand, in order for someone to uphold a public image that's that fucking crafted, you can only get that kind of force, that kind of tailwind from having skeletons, from having like an evil dark side that nobody knows about. That's what produces the propulsion to uphold that type of game. You understand? And it's ironic that the motherfuckers who are have kind of scars and blemishes and have like some public fucking disputes and shit, those motherfuckers usually don't are the true saints deep down. You know what I'm saying? The motherfuckers who fail in public, the motherfuckers who are not afraid to get fucking rough with the crowd. Those motherfuckers who don't have that curated, perfect, manicured, fucking white tooth Colgate image. Those motherfuckers usually are the more trustworthy motherfuckers. Funny how the fucking world works, eh? It's funny how the world works. Cause all those fucking perfectly crafted Colgate smile motherfuckers, they always have the weirdest fucking shit in the fucking background. Always. I'm gonna take a fucking smoke break because I don't think I even took a breath in that last fucking 20-minute fucking haranguing. Let's get a question up here and let's fucking yeah, you guys can ask me anything. I'm gonna kick back and just smoke a cig for a second. Bang bang. Let's get this guy up here. Yo, what's up, X? You're the one who you're actually the fucking inspiration for the spaces.
Hey, what's up, man? My
What's up, bro?
question is, so I come from a dad who makes a lot of money in insurance. I totally gave that up to like follow acting. I followed that for a while now. I came to Nashville, haven't taken a vacation in years. I've noticed though, like I'll get beautiful women, they'll be my girlfriend, and then I'll like a year, 2 years goes by, and then I just get to where I feel nothing. And my question is like, how do you I know I'm not like John Wayne Gacy. I know I feel things, but it's like, how do you feel stuff, but like still keep going for the mission and like, I don't know, like still
What do
be a
you
good person?
what are you telling me? You're telling me you go numb like 2 years in a relationship?
Yeah, it's like they'll fulfill every fantasy I have, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like I just go back to my acting and like rehearsing, and then I'm like, like usually I'd want them to come over and they want to come over, but I'd rather just like go rehearse. And I'm like, how do I deal with that? Like, what does that mean?
I mean, dude, that's sort of the natural proclivity. So, like, men naturally desensitize. It's a male trait. So, men, as they progress through time and space, they naturally acclimate to things and they desensitize totally. And that is the reason why all these wizard archetypes, man on the mountain, it's why we respect our elders to a large degree. Because if you've noticed, a lot of the motherfuckers who've been through it all, that the wisdom comes from their desensitization, which means like they are not overwhelmed with the same sensations that a fucking rough and tumble fucking 20-year-old is. So they're more clear headed, they're more level headed. But here's the deal: I have a feeling that numbness that like little tingle, because I've experienced it myself. I believe it's sort of like an evolutionary adaptation to get a woman to sort of hitch her wagon to yours and go along for a much deeper ride. Because as a man, if a man feels too strongly, and this is one of the weirdest fucking paradoxes of being a man, if you feel things too powerfully, right? If you're throbbing for love, you tend to destroy everything in your path. It's why I said that, like, people have a hard time reconciling the fact that if you over nurture something, you actually kill it. In other words, like, too much nurture is actually abusive.
Hmm.
If you and you can literally see this in the animal kingdom. Go water a plant every motherfucking day for 5 hours. You're gonna destroy that motherfucker's life. Humans are no different. And so what I'm saying is, I think that numbness is sort of a natural recoil, because when a man is sort of numbed out and sort of jaded, that's actually when a woman can come in closer and deeper, because you're not pushing her away by acting like a fucking happy-go-lucky little faggot. You understand?
I understand.
So it's like that throbbing, that heart throb that we all remember when we're like 16. You know, you're at a fucking high school dance, you fall in love with a girl for the first time. It's too powerful. You're too enveloped by it. You're too overwhelmed. And that's why you always fumble that first girl that you loved in high school or fucking middle school, whenever the fuck it was, because it's just too powerful and you feel things too deeply. So you're going to basically crush any nurturing or fostering of a proper relationship. So as a man goes deeper in time and goes deeper into his mission and he's more numbed out, that's the irony is that's when women feel safer and can come in closer, because you're not doing those natural faggot tendencies that push women away.
Yeah, that makes total sense. But when you do that, I guess, or when they hitch themselves to you, like you're saying, and you still feel numb, do you then just like keep going into things, or that's where I'm kind of stuck at right
I
now?
mean, that's the arcane practice. Like, that's the art here. The art here is learning how to be in a, and I'm talking quasi numb. I don't believe in being fucking heroin induced numb. I'm talking that men get to a state of being where you're like quasi proto numb. And in that state of being, you can still develop a very powerful relationship with women. You can still love and feel deeply. It's not what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I'm just saying the you're not overwhelmed and you're not struck by it. You know what I'm saying? You're not head over heels. And you're not
Mhm.
supposed to be as a man. You're not
Okay.
supposed to be head over heels as a man for anything. And that's like the when we talk about the first stage of killing a man's innocence, this is kind of the passageway that opens. Like, men start to experience exactly what I'm talking about, of sort of that numbness and jadedness, just from seeing and experiencing a ton of different things in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you touched on it there. I think in the past I did get head over heels, and I guess now me not being that way or surpassing that point, just by doing what I'm doing, I have to like catch myself and see what you're saying there. Makes total sense. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but don't be scared to go deeper. Like, you can definitely extend out the roller coaster, and you can actually have really, really long-term functional relationships in this state of being. Because as long as you, and it's, isn't it funny how everything kind of rebounds naturally? Um, it's kind of like, I bash stoicism a lot, but the irony is, the motherfucker who lives flagrantly, right? And who lives like a flamethrower and dispels everything and dispels himself emotionally over and over and over again, and is extremely emotional and artistic and fucking belches forward all of his emotions, eventually becomes the most stoic motherfucker on the planet. He's unfazed by his own emotions anymore. You know what I mean? And that's why I said, like, I consider myself a Zen Buddhist. I've never read any fucking Zen or Buddhist literature in my life. I don't know anything. I cannot tell you any technical details about Zen Buddhism. But deep down in my core, I have become highly Zen. I am the calm in the storm, because I have expelled so much emotion. I've been through so much turbulence and turmoil and maelstrom that now I'm actually very well mediated. I'm very steady, very calm under pressure, very cold as ice, the way I fly, the way I move, the way I fire, the way I gamble, the way I do anything. I'm cold as ice. And that's exactly where you want to be as a man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll tell you something. When you get to the high altitudes and you're dealing with beautiful women and you're fucking dealing with big sums of money and you're playing with the jackals and the wolves, I can tell you for a fucking fact, man, there is an altitude where you are cruising so high and you are flying so fast that there is no cope up there. There is no cope up there. There is no prep work. There is no practice. There is none of that that's going to save you up there. When you are up there, you are in that fighter pilot mentality and you are cruising on pure fucking animal lust and instinct. And that's the shit that saves your ass. And you know exactly what I'm saying? I'm saying that that fucking frontal lobe turns off and it's the reptile driving the ship when you're moving fast enough because it has to. Your body has to be one functional interlocked unit in order to fucking pull it off. You know what I'm saying? If you flinch up there. It's bro. This is the best line in fucking Top Gun, right? Fucking Val Kilmer's talking to Maverick in the fucking locker room, grabs him by his lapel on his jacket, fucking roughhouses him, almost lifts him off the ground, and he goes, "You think up there, you're dead." That's literally the only fucking life lesson that you need to know. You think up there, you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
Appreciate the question. I'll keep it moving.
Thanks, brother.
Yo, C. Patrick, what's up? All right, I'm definitely not babysitting tonight. Just
Hang
cause.
on. Sorry, bro. I was on
Yo,
mute.
yo, 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 you're
Dude,
good.
you're the
Uh
man.
huh.
Listen to all your spaces. Hey, quick one. I'm like
Mm
37. I got two young kids, beautiful kids, a girl and a boy. Um, Shout out to 8-month-old Cornelius, dude. All he loves is sucking on tits and snoozing.
hmm. Mm
Um, my question is, a lot of my buddies who for the longest time I have respect for, they're getting vasectomies. I'm adamantly against it. But then at points I'm like, man, dude, sex without a condom is way better. Um,
that's unreal to me. I'm literally aghast when I hear motherfuckers going down that road. I just think it's a pussy bitch ass way to live. I don't think family planning is a real thing. I have two kids myself, and I'll tell you right now, no man is ever ready for kids. It's just something that happens. And it's a beautiful moment that you got to rock with. But I will be damned if I will ever live my life cowering in fear of fucking spreading my fucking seed. Get the fuck out of here. That is the gayest fucking way to live. It's just like anything in life. You stack up shit on your plate, you stack up responsibility, you're gonna fucking have a ricochet effect. You're biologically gonna respond with more force and more thunder depending on how much responsibility is on your back. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I'm telling you right now, bro, I'll probably have 10 kids, 8 or 10. Easy. Easy. And I don't know how I'm gonna pull it off. I don't give a fuck. I'll figure it out as I go, just like I've done my whole fucking life. And that, my friend, is the path. It's the path for men. You figure things out as you fucking go and you keep stacking and stacking and stacking and you skill up as the fucking responsibilities hit your plate. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of young guys that have tremendous anxiety and fear about having children, and it is a microcosm of their flaws in business, commerce, everything, interpersonal relationships. It's a massive fucking flaw. Telling you right
Dude,
now. You
build
fucking
out the
do it.
platoon.
That's it, man. You build the fucking platoon. You build the fucking barracks. You fucking garrison your kids. You treat them right, and they are so easy, bro. My daughter's 5 weeks old right now. Been a fucking blessing. Blessing, bro. The bond between a father and a daughter is unlike anything. And I'm telling you, man, like they're fucking easy, bro. They are so cooperative. They're so fucking cooperative if you parent correctly. Colicky, all this other fucking bullshit that I hear people have problems with their kids. I don't want to hear that fear mongering. That has not been in my family. My son was not like that. My daughter's not like that. They are so easy, brother. Kids are so fucking easy as long as you anticipate their needs, step in front of the problem before it becomes a problem. It's an absolute pleasure, man. And they are so fucking symbiotic and cooperative.
Dude, love to hear that.
Appreciate the
Hey, all right.
commentary, but yeah, vasectomies are absolutely fucking homosexual. I
Dude, I know.
honestly think, I honestly think it's like you know how they say weed is the gateway to all other drugs. I think the vasectomy thing is the gateway to homosexuality. Like I think those guys are actually kind of experimenting with probably just doing like a full blown sexual reassignment surgery. And I truly
Dude,
believe that.
I mean, it's wild how you move on in life, and guys that you've
Things happen, baby.
yeah, otherwise respected make decisions that you're just like, wow, man, I got to bite my tongue. Like I can't respect that at all. But dude, appreciate that. I had a feeling that's how you felt. Thanks for validating. One more, and then I'll drop. And this is a good one. Um, something I'm going through personally, but listen, grew up, had a great relationship with my father, the whole thing, good, middle class family, ball games, and taught me how to play sports, coach of my teams, the whole thing. By all intents and purposes, solid guy. Gave my family a quality middle class upbringing.
Mhm.
There came a time in which, uh, the support wasn't there. I fell away, and I'll tell you, a lot of what your talks have illuminated actually the underpinnings of this. But I used that separation as a time to go out on my own and establish. And about 5 6 years on now, I've far outshot and outgrown, call it, the ceiling that my father hit.
Bingo.
And well, hang tight. So this is what I'm facing now, though. So I've overshot it, and I've really built up sort of almost a fictitious kind of like friction with him to propel me, right? But now he's trying to like get back into my world, into my life. And I don't technically really respect a lot of the decisions that I've seen him make.
Uh huh.
I'm concerned about having him sort of influence
Uh
my
huh.
family.
Uh huh.
Um, he's like he wants to be more part of my kids' upbringing. I'm cool with that, but at the same time, I know and I recognize I'll never have the same relationship with him that he's
Yeah.
expecting.
Very
I mean,
relatable.
just some high level notes on that, and I'll drop, dude. Appreciate you.
That is high level. That's a very relatable commentary. I think a lot of men suffer from that same inculcation. Let me tell you something. One of the secret rites of passage that nobody will tell you about is that as a man, one of the largest rites of passage to earn your stripes and put the chevron on your vest is, you know what I'm saying? You want to earn a Purple Heart in your local minima. This is how you do it. You there is a period of time where every fucking boy, every man, I don't give a fuck what you want to call it, has to disappoint the fuck out of their father. That is essential. That is required, mandatory learning. Because I'll tell you something, there is no parent on earth, and it's a natural instinct, and I am one, so I can speak on this. I'm telling you, there is no parent on earth who is going to co-sign your dreams. They are 100% always going to want to give you the safety locks and the fucking training wheels. And if you think there's any parents out there that are going to support you on your fucking quest to ascension, which requires literally almost fatality at times. That's why parents don't co-sign the shit. Because most quests that are gonna really get you to the top or get you to where you want to be or break out of the middle, whatever the fuck your goal is, most of those quests are gonna require a near death experience. And I don't necessarily mean in the physical body. I'm just saying there's gonna be desultory deterioration in the plumbing and in the motherboard in your head. Like there's gonna be severe trauma and pain on these paths. And so no loving parent is gonna co-sign that for you. And so yes, what you were talking about is the hero's journey. It is the exile. I was talking to my buddy the other day. We were talking about what we think the best dice rolls are genetically. Like what is the best start position and position you can be in life? And I told him I felt, and this is a personal sort of fable for my own story, is being born into wealth, being born into a regal royal blooded family, casting yourself into exile, not taking any handouts, building your own path, building your own identity, and then coming back and injecting yourself back into the local minima. But now you have an empire of your own that rivals those of your ancestors. I think that is the most baller path of all time. I'm somewhat of a similar case. I was born into a very regal, aristocratic, wealthy family. I cast myself as a pariah when I was 17 years old. I've been on my own ever since. I got no trust funds. I got no safety nets. I'm out. I've been excommunicated for 20 fucking years now. And I'm coming for them. I'm coming for them. My grandfather was a fucking G, inventor, architect, had a global empire. Let me tell you something. I'm gunning for him. And that is the I'm doing it as an offering to the gods. I'm doing it in reverence. I'm coming from a place of reverence and deep veneration and respect for the empire that he built, but I'm coming for that guy. I'm coming for him. And I hope he's looking down upon me because I am going to overshoot whatever the fuck he created. And then I'm going to go back. I don't give a fuck if it takes me another decade. I'm going to come back and I will inject myself back into that local minima, and that's going to be the completion of the arc. And then I will likely pass the baton to a smaller militia or team or a little army that I've created who can fucking carry on the legacy from there. But that's the fucking method. And I appreciate what you said because it's true. You know, once you've sort of usurped your parents, whether it's like emotional maturity, it's there's one interesting thing in mankind that's sort of baked into the firmware, and that's that no matter what age you are as a man, you are always impressionable by your folks. Always. Always. Doesn't matter if you are the biggest, baddest motherfucker in the game. Every male is impressionable to some degree by the thoughts and opinions of their parents. Because that's how deep those Christmas lights run in the fucking mechanism. You know what I'm saying? Like they are woven, they are spun around, bro. You're talking hundreds and hundreds of yards of fucking cord that's wrapped around in the fucking human genome to make that a real phenomenon. And so, yeah, 100%. I understand that when I think Hormozy's actually spoke on this. One of the few things that he said that I agree with, he was like, he's hesitant. He's a little bit gun shy to go reintroduce himself back into his nuclear family because there's just a lot of fucking, there's a lot of bad blood from the upbringing or the bad programming and shit, and he knows he's susceptible to it, and he doesn't want to expose himself to it. And I can tip my hat to that to a degree. That's relatable.
Dude, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah. Take
Rock
care, bro.
on, dude. Thank you.